A beautiful night for football at Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. Let's throw down on the field to the third member of our team. Always nice to have Mike Valpredo. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Brad. Good to be here, and great to see a relatively big name join the Bengals this week. Last year's San Francisco 49ers second-round draft pick, Taylor Mays, acquired on Tuesday in a trade with San Francisco. He'll wear a new number tonight, 47, expected to be seen a little bit on special teams, maybe in the secondary, and his defensive coordinator, Mike Zimmer, anxious to see the former USC star play.
Well, there's probably a lot of people.
Well, I don't know yet. We'll have to find out. He's a big, fast athlete that has intelligence, that was good when he was young in college and tapered off some, so we're going to have to see if we can get him back to fundamentally being a good football player.
Like I said, guys, a big name in Taylor Mays. We hope to see him sometime later in the second half tonight. Brad?
Mike, thanks very much. You're a little anxious to see another USC man run the field, aren't you?
Was that? Oh, USC. Is that like number 4 here we have with the Bengals? Yes. Watched them in college. Very impressive in college. I shared the story earlier with some of the guys. I was there on the sideline for a USC game. I look up. I see Taylor Mays on the field, and I mentioned to one of my buddies, I said, is he a junior college transfer? Where's he from? They said, no, he's a freshman. And back then as a freshman, he was very impressive. Now we need him to come here and be impressive on the football field.
Well, there's no question it wasn't what he wanted in San Francisco year one, and sometimes a fresh start is all they need. So the Bengals will receive first, get the ball first, and head out with number 14 on the field to get this offense going the way they need it to get going. Unfortunately, through the first 2 games, 61-10 the total. You're going to need to see this offense grind out a few drives, find a little depth in the secondary. A.J. Green's longest pass so far in the first 2 games, 11 yards, 10 to Jerome Simpson. You got 2 speed burners on both sides. They haven't been able to get to him thus far.
Well, you mentioned the difference in score, but let's not forget the turnovers. They've come out both games and turned the football over. They have to eliminate that and get some confidence by putting a drive together and let the young quarterback take them down. He did that one time last week, I believe about 70 yards, and scored a touchdown. Now they have to do it early tonight.
Melinda Mare setting it up. And back Quan Cosby and Baby Hawk, Andrew Hawkins. Little brother of Artrell. They like this kid. Lost a tooth last week. Coming back for more. Trying to earn a spot on this team, but he won't get a chance to return this one. The new 35-yard line rule will send this one out of the back of the end zone, and the Bengals will start from their own 20-yard line. You see Dalton's numbers on his career at TCU, and yet to put up the real ones, but he has admitted through the first 2 games it has not been the kind of start that he wants. He's hoping at home to do that.
Well, he's a rookie, and I think there's been some improvement, but the one thing I mentioned earlier, the turnovers, the interceptions, sure, he had some balls go through the hands of the receivers. They have to eliminate those, and he has to continue to make good decisions.
And they'll end around. A.J. Green coming left side, got a block. And A.J. will go for a first down. Fui Bakapuna dancing around because he laid one out.
Well, I tell you, that was executed extremely well, faking to Cedric going right, and A.J. Green coming around with the big fullback out front. Carolina was looking run all the way, and the Bengals, nice call on the first play of the game.
So A.J. almost matches his longest game so far of the preseason on the ground on the reverse. Dalton to throw near side, and Jerome Simpson too high for him, couldn't pull it down. So we take a look at the Kroger starting lineups on offense for the Cincinnati Bengals. A.J. and Jerome on the outside. Presley starting at fullback. We saw Fui Bakapuna in the backfield on that first play. The offensive line with Whitworth on the outside and Andre Smith looking to find his way on the right side. Not much there for Seth Benson on the right side. This defensive line was absolutely dominated by Miami last week, and so they have a little something to prove in Carolina blue this week.
Right there, you had 5 Panthers around the football. Cedric Benson didn't have a chance. We talked in the opening about the Bengals' penetration last week. Well, the Panthers have started out right there with pretty good penetration themselves.
Davis and McLean in on the stop, making it 3rd and 9 with the ball at the 31, and Dalton will go shotgun. Across the middle of the field, got Gresham. And Jermaine Gresham, for the first time in preseason, takes one for a first down across the 40-yard line in front of Thomas Davis and James Anderson, and had a wide open little spot for himself to sit.
Wide open, but excellent protection right there by the offensive line, and a big target in Gresham. He can be a big part of this offense, especially how quickly Dalton has been getting the football away.
Well, we talked about extending drives. This, without question, their best first drive of the 3 games. 2 first downs now as they start with a new set from the 44. Said looking to stretch it out. Lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage, but James Anderson there to stop it as we continue on with the Kroger starting lineups. On the defensive line for the Carolina Panthers. And the linebackers in Davis, Connor, and Anderson. Except Bo Scaife on the ground. One of their tight ends hoping to make the squad. A free agent acquisition is down. They are checking to him. We will take a break as they take a look at Bo. We'll be right back after this. Back at Paul Brown Stadium, and just now Bo Scaife getting up and walking off on his own power. We take a look at the play, and Anthony, can you figure out exactly what happened to Bo?
Well, Brad, it doesn't look like a vicious hit, but as we looked at it, it looks like he makes contact with his helmet right here at the bottom of your screen. Kind of helmet, shoulder, and then he just kind of goes limp and he goes to the ground. But the good thing is he gets up, but watch right there, then he just kind of looks like there's no movement in his arms. It's kind of his
helmet?
I'd say maybe a stinger or something. It was like the helmet, shoulder, and he just kind of went down.
Well, Bo is one of the guys they want to keep on at tight end. And there are those still trying to make the team in that area. We'll talk about more as that continues. 2nd and 10 with the ball at the 44 now. And a quick hit. Jordan Shipley with a little bubble screen on the right side, and the ball's on the ground. They will call it down just short of midfield. James Anderson there on the stop, and Davis thinks he has a touchdown. This one will come back.
You see the play right here, and we'll take a look. He gets a few yards. Yeah, it's the ground. You can see he has the ball tucked, and when the ball hits the ground, it pops up. The ground causes that one.
So move it out just short of the 49-yard line.
Brad, there's no question if Dalton can make accurate throws, they're putting him in a position to be successful because of the quick throws. First throw of the game, he throws it high, but if he makes pretty good throws, he's going to get the completion because they are quick and the guys are open.
Brian Leonard in the backfield on 3rd and a long 5, and the defense may have made the Bengals jump. Certainly Gresham was the second one to go. We'll see if they pull him offside and call it that way.
You got a rookie quarterback working the cadence.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Well, 3rd and 5.5 is much more difficult than 3rd and a half. So nice job by Andy Dalton there at the line.
I tell you, he worked the snap count, and that can be a big weapon for an offense, especially when you have a young quarterback who already has got a grasp of that. Then it takes discipline for the O-line. They have to really hang in there and know that that's going to take place.
Now 3rd and inches for the first time. And hand it off to Sed Benson, and he's got those inches and more inside the 45-yard line. They'll get a new set of downs. Anderson again in on the stop, but the drive continues exactly what this offense needed.
Well, that's one of the plays the Bengals are known for, running the power. You'll see number 62, Nate Livings, pull around, clean up on one guy, and then Cedric gets enough yardage because there's one guy unblocked. Here's a great look here. 62 pulls around. There's a linebacker plug, and he makes a nice block on him and gives Cedric Benson enough room to get that first down. Great shot by the crew there.
So new set of downs inside the 45. Set again. And as he does so well, picks his way inside the 40-yard line for a great gain on first down.
Brad, that's something that you're just born with and you develop. I mean, that isn't something that you teach. He made a little hesitation move and then he accelerated just as quickly, and that gave him a few more yards. But that was a nice run by Cedric Benson.
They're calling Bo Scaife's return questionable with a shoulder injury. So as you talked about a stinger, that may be in fact that. And why push it here in preseason game number 3?
I agree.
Set again, picks his way, and yet again enough for a first down. Dan Connor finally on the stop. But the offense is rolling down the field, my friend.
Sorry, Brad. To me, number 32 has not been a question in this first couple of games. He has shown that he is ready to play, wants the football, and it's obvious here. Gets a nice block there by Nate Livings once again, the left guard, and he just reads it and accelerates. From the first time he touched the ball in preseason, you could tell that number 32 was ready to play.
Their 4th first down in this drive, now down to the 33-yard line of the Panthers. Play action. Dalton with time, now in trouble scrambling. Flag in the backfield. Dalton! And he goes head first, not what the coaches want to see. He does pop up inside the 20, but I have a feeling this one's coming back.
I believe they had a holding in the backfield. Might have been the second-year player tight end. I'm not sure, but I think it was Jermaine Gresham. But Dalton doing a nice job.
Offense, number 84. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. 3-play first down.
When your quarterback starts to scramble like that, you want to do everything possible, but you don't want to hold a guy to keep the defender away from. Right here, you see number 84. He just gets around him, and he does have a little hold on him, but you know, I don't think that's enough to call it. Then again, I played the offensive line. His jersey's still intact.
Well, first time we've seen Andy Dalton leave the pocket with some authority, and he goes almost helmet to helmet with Gamble.
I think we have to get him across the street at Great American. A few sliding lessons.
That's right. There's not what you want to see your rookie quarterback doing, going head first. Ball's loose.
Oh,
no. Been the problem before, and the Panthers come up with it. It is the 2nd fumble they have lost in preseason, the 5th time they have put one on the carpet, and a beautiful drive goes for naught as they give it up again.
Turnovers, big part of the first couple games early on. Right here you see, well, that was the scramble there. Yep. But yeah, it's something that Dalton and Cedric Benson have to coordinate and get on the same page.
10-play drive, 5:20 off the clock, and it results in a fumble.
Let's take a look at this one. This is a fumble here.
Miscommunication.
Well, Dalton's going to his right, then he's got to do a spin back to his left, and there was just too much separation between him and Cedric Benson to get the handoff.
From the Bengals 46, Cam Newton under pressure, lets it go, incomplete, looking for Legadou Nene, and pressure was coming from Geno Atkins. 97 getting a lot of play here without Pat Sims in the middle of the lineup.
Give him the credit on that incomplete, because he just took and pushed the offensive lineman right back into the big quarterback's lap. I mean, literally just took him back, and nice play by Geno Atkins.
Cam will go shotgun on 2nd down. And a little counter straight up the middle. D'Angelo Williams for a bunch. Bengals fooled on that one. Reggie Nelson makes the stop.
Little misdirection right here. Will look, well, not really. They have a guy going around the back, but it's nothing fancy. Just hand it off to Williams over the left side, and a big crease created by that offensive line. Right there you see Malaluga coming, and he takes himself out of the play, creates a bigger hole.
Move it to the 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Newton again under pressure. Geno's there one more time. Geno's feeling his oats. As we take a look at our Crowther starting lineup for the Carolina Panthers on their offense. Steve Smith getting his first go. Greg Olsen, the tight end there. The offensive line with Gross, Wharton, Khalil, Bernardo and Williams. Play action. Newton rolls across the middle to Steve Smith, and Chris Crocker lays him out as he gets close to the first down marker inside the 19-yard line. A little extracurricular.
Steve Smith is one of those guys that is not going to back off from anybody, but that was a nice clean play by Crocker. There's a nice play action run to the left, come out to the right, and he's got Steve Smith wide open. Nothing wrong with that tackle. That was a good tackle by Crocker.
Helmet comes off. Smith takes offense. It'll bring up a 3rd and 1 with the ball at the 19. Bengals defense backed up inside the red zone one more time. Jonathan Stewart will take it to the 15 for a new set of downs. Kroger starting lineup for the Bengals defensive line. Pat Sims hopefully going to be able to go next week. Geno Atkins has filled in that spot. The new linebacking core with Ray in the middle and Howard and Lawson on the outside. And your secondary with Clements, Nelson, Crocker, and Leon Hall. Here comes Ray on the blitz. Can't make the tackle in the backfield, but the penetration is there for a loss. Reggie Nelson's had a strong preseason.
You can name several guys on that defense. We've been talking about Geno Atkins, Reggie Nelson, number 93, who's right there taking on the lead blocker, Michael Johnson. He's had an excellent camp.
Michael looked good last week against the Jets. Starting off well here, making it 2nd and 11 with the ball at the 16. They emptied the backfield for Cam Newton. Looking end zone for Smith. He dives, cannot stay in bounds. Great catch. That was on a laser from Cam.
I was going to say, heck of a throw, too. Wow. That was some accuracy there. He had to get it over the secondary, which he did. Good pass protection, a little pump fake, and then he unloads. You'll see right here, just over Clemens' hand, and almost a great catch by Steve Smith.
Just ran out of real estate.
Yep.
Had 1 foot down. 3rd and 11 from the 16. Newton scrambling, running to the goal line. Touchdown. Cam Newton on a 16-yard run on 3rd and 11 to punch it in for the Panthers after the fumble.
Brad, you know, it's amazing. I had a chance to talk to Eugene Robinson, who does their radio. And one thing he said about Cam Newton is he doesn't look to run right away, but when he decides to run, he does this right here. He has the confidence of a running back, and it's almost like he knows he's going to get whatever yardage he needs to get. And right here, he had to get in the end zone. He does it. Very impressive run by Cam Newton.
Well, that's some power to stay up. Fall forward another 3 yards after contact. And once again, the Bengals will start from behind. Amari for the extra point. Up and through. 6:17 to go in the first. An 8-play drive, 46 yards. The final 16 from number 1, Cam Newton. Panthers on top. Hey, tell the world you're a fan with Fifth Third Bengals checking. Get a Bengals themed debit card, checks, and a chance to win some awesome prizes like Bengals gear, VIP game day experience, or a flyaway trip to see the Bengals battle the Ravens. Get Bengals checking today only at Fifth Third Bank, the official bank of the Cincinnati Bengals. What do you make of the poise of number 1 so far, Anthony?
Looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. You know, the throw that was incompleted to Steve Smith, even though he caught it, the accuracy was excellent. And in that run, And it's like having another power back there with some speed at 244 pounds.
Hawkins and Cosby back. They're not going to get a chance on this one either. Almost kicked it into the stands. Lindo's been doing it for a while. 15 years. It looks like his leg's still pretty decent. 7-0 Panthers. Bengals with their second chance on offense right after this. Back with 6:17 left in the first. For an inside look at the team, watch Bengals Weekly with Marvin Lewis, presented by Time Warner Cable. Join Dan Hort, Dave Lapham, and Marvin Lewis every Sunday throughout the regular season. Local 12 in Cincinnati, ABC 22 in Dayton, and Fox 28 in Columbus. Send it down to Mike on the field.
Brad, be interesting to watch on this one after the last drive that kind of got away. Andy Dalton came over to the sideline. The offensive line really felt like they had something going. See if they can build on the momentum. A key drive here for the Bengals.
That is a key because of what they have done so far with the turnovers that we have talked about. They've cost themselves now 6 carries for Seth Benson for 20 yards and that fumble on the missed handoff. It becomes a point where you say, oh, all right, it doesn't count. But eventually you have to start building on something of consistency.
Well, it's just like practicing. You practice the way you're going to play. You start with technique. You're going to work on the technique, and a handoff is a technique, the way you're going to play in regular season.
Dump off. Seth Benson out of the backfield. Good looking play out to the 40-yard line.
Determined to get the ball in his hand. If you're not going to turn and hand it off to him, why not just pass him the ball, get it to him quickly, and let him make a few yards? Nice call here.
Well, I think in this West Coast offense, they're going to be looking at Seth being this kind of receiver a lot.
Exactly, and the running back's going to play a big part, not only carrying the football in the backfield, but he's going to become a receiver. Now you have another weapon coming out of the backfield. You have him lined up against a linebacker, which you should have a mismatch.
You see A.J. Green saying, ooh, I had him. Don't you hear that from receivers all the time, though?
All the time.
Seth Benson finally breaks out. Gets a block in the backfield, and Seth takes it for yet another first down. Back into Carolina territory.
And Brad, if you hear the wide receiver saying, I'm open, as a lineman, you say, give it to Cedric, because look at all the yardage he's getting. Right here, nice job by that offensive line. Sticking on guys. Andre Smith, a nice block there, taking the defender down to the ground.
Got a block from a wide receiver on that one in Andre Caldwell. 6 first downs now for the Bengals and nothing to show for it. But back into Panthers territory with a new set of downs for Andy Dalton and company. One more time to 32 and a hole with a little Brian Leonard leap as he takes it down to the 40.
A little bit of a hole, then he created even more of one with that little leap. Number 32, we talk about how he's ready right here. He sees the guy on the ground, goes over him, gets an extra 7-8 yards after making that jump. Nice little double team there by Kyle Cook and Bobby Williams. Bobby not only double teams, but he comes up on the next level and he blocks the linebacker. That's a nice combination block there. Got
a fullback block from Chris Presley. There's a fullback battle going on here in the final 2 games as well. Who are they going to keep? 2nd and 2 from the 40. Seth strings it out left side. Heavy dose of 32 for their 7th first down in the first quarter, and got a block from Jermaine Gresham.
And also you mentioned the fullback position. Presley out there cutting down the defenders right at the end. But yes, right here Gresham does the same thing. He comes off the double team with the tackle, Andrew Whitworth, gets onto the 2nd level. That's what you have to do right there. Look him up, block him, and then here you see Presley, boom, cuts him down, gives Cedric a couple more yards.
A.J. Green was in on the blocking. And we're going to see Bernard Scott deep in the backfield for the first time. 1st and 10 from the 34. Play action to him and looking low.
Got him open.
And A.J. Green, did he stay in bounds? Yes, he did. Inside the 10, it's 1st and goal.
Brad, it's amazing what a effective running game does for your passing game. Right here, play action fake, a little token fake, and then he throws it right to the spot that he knows A.J. Green's going to be in.
Ooh, nope.
Let's go, run another play.
You better get it to the line quick on this one.
He was open, though. He had the
We've got a red
big
flag already. They're not going to get it snapped. Unfortunately, I'm not sure this one's going to stand. Good-looking ball in the air. But you have him open like that, you need a lead inside that sideline.
Carolina is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed catch.
So they will take a quick break while they head into the puppet show. We'll be right back with the Panthers on top by 7. We're back under official review. Take a look at this, Anthony, and this is where a young quarterback has to know where to place the ball. This could have been a touchdown.
Exactly. A.J. Green beats a pretty good defensive back, Chris Gamble, out of Ohio State in his 8th year. And that ball is thrown inside about 3 yards. A.J. Green catches it, and he's still running. He has Gamble beat. But the ball floats outside, and it's tough for him to keep his feet in.
See it one more time. Right foot's up. I think this one's going to hold up.
Might be a good challenge from the Panthers.
Still over on the sidelines. Blakeman, our referee today, discussing it. Question is, did he have that right foot down as he touched the ball and had possession? Or are they simply having trouble getting the replays shown to our referee? He's got the headset off. First and goal if it stands.
After review of the play, the receiver caught the ball. However, his second foot came down out of bounds. Therefore, it is an incomplete pass. It'll be Cincinnati's ball, 3rd down from the previous spot. Carolina is not charged with a team timeout. And please put 3 minutes and 2 seconds on the game clock. 3:02.
Go right back to him. Let's see if he can do it 2 in a row.
Dalton now 2 of 4 for 28 yards. Sure, as an offensive coordinator, you want to do that. I mean, you want to be able to go to Green and Simpson. You have these guys that can. You have Green beating a guy that badly. See if you can do it again.
I know he's a rookie, but he might be saying that. I can get open. I can get open. Let's try it again.
He doesn't act like a rookie in this camp.
I tell you
Supreme confidence.
Yep.
And you talk to him about what he's done in camp, being raved on by many of the coaching staff, and his response is, that's what I'm supposed to do.
Great attitude. Great attitude.
Correction. It'll be 2nd down. 2nd down.
Oh, they love us.
So inside the 35-yard line. 2nd down. Sed Benson now back in the backfield. AJ moves out to that same spot on the right side. Gamble on him again in tight coverage. Dalton looking near side. Jordan Shipley is laid out at the 30 by Charles Godfrey on this side. And they will mark it just inside the 30-yard line. This will bring up 3rd down.
Good protection, a nice throwing lane. Great shot right there. Almost like being the wide receiver and the football coming right to you. But Dalton gets a nice lane created by, of course, by the pass rush and the offensive line doing their job.
Jordan Shipley already the definition of a possession receiver. 3rd down and 5 with Brian Leonard in the backfield. They fake to him and dump it out to Jermaine Gresham, looking for a block, makes a move. Jermaine makes it on his own, takes it inside the 25. They got a new set of downs at the 22. Now 3 of 3 on 3rd down conversions. You got to cash it in for points here.
That's right. Got to go. Got to get points. Nice execution right here. Little tight end screen. He has Andrew Whitworth out front. Kyle Cook out there making a nice block. Set up really nice. Right here you see the big guys getting out in front. You see Kaufman trying to come back and make a block.
He's fighting for a job. They're moving it. Down to the 15, now hang on to it and cash in. Sed Benson is having himself a first quarter as Eric Norwood takes him down.
You mentioned earlier that the Dolphins had their way against this defensive line. You eliminate that fumble, and the Bengals are doing a pretty nice job moving them out of the way on the pass, creating holes on the run, and you're right, Cedric Benson is just gashing them.
10th play of this drive. Had an 8 play before they fumbled before. Benson again. Some jackhammer feet trying to find his way to that 1st down marker. He will be short as Dan Connor brings him down.
Sometimes you have to make a defender miss, and he does that with number 95, Charles Johnson, the defensive lineman. See right here, puts the brakes on. Nice job. The thing I like is you see black jerseys on the ground.
3rd down and 1. AJ comes out wide left this time. Set the deep back in an I formation. Benson again, pushing for that 1st down. Needs it inside the 12. We'll see where they mark it. It doesn't look like he got it on 1st step. Does this become 4-down territory, Anthony?
I think so. I think because the way your offense has been moving the football, that 3rd down right there was a chance to just get down and move them a little further. The fact that it's going to be measured and might not have made it, I would say go for it.
There's no question this is short, just a matter of how short. Maybe a football. And at this point, when you've only scored 1 touchdown in the preseason, you would think Marvin Lewis would want his offense to show that they can complete this drive.
I agree. And it looks like they're going to go. The quarter's coming to an end. I think there's 10 seconds, so I think they're going to go for it. Good way to end this 1st quarter by just allowing that offensive line to get down and move those. Because you know the defense right now is winded a little bit. This has been a long drive. Warm night. So I would give the advantage right now to the offense.
Well, they will switch ends of the field as they'll let this run out for the 1st quarter. Cam Newton with a 16-yard run, our only score.
The 1st quarter.
In the 1st quarter, we'll start the 2nd with the Bengals on a 4th and inches when we come back. Back at Paul Brown Stadium, Carolina up 7-0 as we start the 2nd. Attention Bengals fans. Single game tickets for all Bengals home games on sale now. For more information or purchase the best seats, call Bengals ticket hotline 866-621-TD-TD or visit Bengals.com. Representatives are standing by right now, so call 4th and inches, said Benson. 1st and goal inside the 5. His 13th carry on the game, taking him over 70 yards, both on the ground and a nice 15-yard catch through the air. Said Benson has been their offense.
Offensive line gives him a crack, and he hits it in a hurry. Right there, he just sees a little bit of crack. Nate Livings coming around it, but he takes it inside of Livings and gets the 1st down.
Benson. Hit, turns, and they will mark him down just short of the goal line. 103 yards of offense in the 1st for the Bengals to Carolina's 46. They dominated in time of possession, 11:37 to Carolina's 3:23, but the scoreboard doesn't lie.
And he's running hard. I tell you what, not one guy's going to bring him down. Again, that scoreboard is because of that fumbled exchange, and then the Panthers take it down and score.
Presley in front of him. Benson pushing for the goal line. And he will be short one more time. It will be 3rd and goal from inches away. Marvin Lewis indicating let's get up in a hurry.
Too many black jerseys either on the line or back in the backfield. Low man wins. You got to get down and dig them out to at least allow them not to penetrate on your side of the football. Give the running back a chance.
Nose of the football just short of the goal line. It's been all 32. One more time, left side, stringing it out, said Benson, touchdown. That's the way you finish a drive. Behind Chris Presley.
Bring in another offensive lineman, Anthony Collins at the left tackle. You move Whitworth to the left tight end. Presley, the fullback, coming over. And that's 6 points. Nice block by Presley right there. Hits the defensive back and takes him about 2-3 yards, maintains contact, and that gives Benson the corner to score.
Jordan Pugh didn't have a chance, and in a fullback battle, that's exactly what you want to do at the goal line. A 15-play drive, 80 yards, 8:22 off the clock. Nugent with the extra point. We're all tied. 12:55 to go in the first half. Knotted at 7. It's drawing ever closer starting Monday, September 5th. Join Dave Lapham and Lance McAllister for a little Bengals line presented by Bud Light live at the Holy Grail from 6 to 9. Good looking offensive drive. 10 first downs so far for the Cincinnati Bengals. 6 of them on that drive. Ball security, ball security, ball security.
Gives them a chance to really mix it up too. Run the football, play action, run the football. It's when you're running that football, it really opens up a lot of things on your offense.
Nugent to let it go. Trent Guy is deep. Hit it well. 6 yards deep in the end zone. Guy will bring it out. Reggie Nelson with a flag comes flying in as he just crossed the 20-yard line. Vinny Ray in there to help as well. Nugent recovering from his offseason surgery.
Return. Holding. Return team, number 32. It's a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run. First down, Carolina.
So this will push the Panthers back to the 11-yard line. That's where they will start. We're all tied at 7. 12:49 to go in the first half. Back at Paul Brown Stadium, let's take a look at the first quarter stats brought to you by Furniture Fair with a little style and flair. And the Bengals were flaring on the ground behind Ced Benson. He's got to hang on to the football.
Tell you what, that defense should be pretty fresh right now. 11.5 minutes to 3:23.
So only the second offensive possession for the Panthers starts at their own 11-yard line. Newton with a short drop, incomplete, trying to get Steve Smith nowhere close. Leon Hall in his back pocket. Look at Ced's numbers.
Wow, 68 yards. Went through a little strategy right there. Taking a look for the first time, Jonathan Fanene in there at the left defensive end, along with Clinton McDonald, Frosty Rucker, Pecco still in there.
Jonathan Fanene on the field, 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard line. Frosty down at the bottom of the pile and got a bunch of help. Does Frosty Rucker still fit in with this team? He's getting pushed.
Right here, he makes a play. I think if he does have something going for him, is that he can play the inside, and then he's pretty stout against the run from the defensive end. So I know he's being pushed, but you know, the fact that he is versatile as far as playing inside and outside might play to his advantage.
3rd down and 5 from the 16. They were 2 for 2 on conversions in their first drive. Pressure coming on Newton. He throws complete and enough for a first down to Legadou Nene.
Two young quarterbacks playing here tonight. Right here you see Cam Newton with some good protection. Very accurate throw there for the first down.
Thomas Howard out in coverage. And these linebackers going to be called on a bunch in this defense to do that. 1st and 10 for the Panthers from the 22. Smith comes out wide left with Jonathan Stewart in the backfield, and they didn't get it off in time.
Just a little too much time, and you could see that Cam Newton was a little going towards the sideline before he went back in the huddle, and he just took too much time.
Chris Crocker said in the locker room this week,
prior to any foul by the offense. Timeout, Carolina.
They got that in time. So we'll take a break with him, get back to that thought in just a moment.
Job in this area. A lot of good football players on the high school level.
Amen. They go to Stewart. The penetration is there, calling Frosty's name one more time, which is exactly what he wants us to do tonight. In talking about what Chris Crocker said about Cam Newton, he said, he's great, has all the accolades. He's rookie, just like all of us were. He's going to have his eyes wide open, and our job is to make him feel like a rookie.
That is exactly true. No substitute for experience.
No gain, 2nd and 10 from the 22. On the draw, and the Bengals read it. Maluga, Howard, Nelson. We've called their names a bunch in preseason. Ray Maluga seems to feel real comfortable back at home at the mic.
Oh, it just gives him a chance to run right there. He steps up a little bit. He sees the running back going to his right, and he plugs it in a hurry. Frosty Rucker doing a nice job coming around Gross to tackle.
Loss of 1, 3rd and 11. Newton under pressure. Scrambles. Hit as he throws. Ball in the air. Reggie Nelson bats it down out of bounds. There's a little fire on that defensive side. Manny Lawson and Michael Johnson jumping up in each other's arms.
Gino coming around the corner. He gets blocked, but then he continues to come. Right here, you'll see 97 making the hit just as Cam Newton tries to throw the football. Man, that's a motor that doesn't stop on number 97.
Got our first punt of the game from Jason Baker. Quan Cosby takes it at the 35, makes the first man miss, and takes it to the 37-yard line. It is his job to lose, but there's still a lot to go in the return game here. 9:28 remaining in the first half. Bengals with the ball back. Is copyrighted telecast authorized under rights owned by the Cincinnati Bengals Incorporated. Any use of this telecast without express written permission of the Cincinnati Bengals is prohibited. Let's throw it down on the field. Mike Valpredo.
Brad, during the defensive series, a lot of work on the sidelines for 28 Bernard Scott, who's finally getting some playing time tonight, and a well-deserved break, of course, for Cedric Benson. So it'll be interesting to see if that hamstring is still bothering Bernard, but he's going to get some action right here, 28 in the backfield.
Ran that play on the fake to A.J. Green that went incomplete. Dalton to throw to Green. How about that for a pair of hands? He was angry about the drops he had in Jersey last week, and on this one showing what kind of special hands he's got.
Just a quick slant, throws it. Man, that's out in front. He lays out and makes the catch. Excellent hands.
Didn't like the rain too much last week.
Might get a little bit here in Cincinnati during the season.
That tendency. 2nd and 5 from the 42. Bernard Scott will get his first carry and finds a hole. Looks good there, taking it into Panthers territory one more time before Thomas Davis takes him out.
Yep, the hamstring looks really good there. Running the left side behind Nate Livings again. You see Andrew Whitworth out there. Nice getting up on the second level. I've been saying that a lot. But once you get past that double team, you pick up those linebackers that are running sideline to sideline, and that's going to give the running back a little more room to go.
Another one fighting for a spot in the backfield. James Devlin in at fullback in front of Bernard Scott. Makes the first man miss. What hamstring? And a nice block by Devlin. Fullbacks all night have been getting nice blocks.
It's amazing. Whitworth just lets the defensive end take himself out of the play. Then he goes up on the next level, gets the linebacker. Right there you see the defensive end just goes way inside. They let Bernard Scott just with the speed run around him. That was a nice design play right there. It was Everett Brown who was not able to make the tackle.
Gain of 8. Dalton, long, Green, got it, touchdown. That's what you're looking to do by chewing up all the yards on the ground. A chance to go deep, and A.J. Green put it in another gear.
And it was number 20, Chris Gamble, who I think earlier when they reviewed the play that he did not catch where he had him beat, they went back to him this time. Nice throw by Dalton. Heck of a catch by A.J. Green. Right here, he's got him by a yard, makes the catch. Good protection by that offensive line. You'll see right here. Bobby Williams recovers a little bit as the guy goes inside, gets enough of them just to keep him away from Dalton, and Dalton making the throw.
Nugent to add the extra point. Up and through. Quick 4-play drive, and the Bengals have taken their first lead of the preseason. 7:43 to go in the first half. His best selection of team merchandise. Visit the Pro Shop 7 days a week. Located on the north side of Paul Brown Stadium. Shop online at Bengals.com. Trent Guy back deep for the Panthers. 40-yard TD pass from Andy Dalton to A.J. Green as Chris Webber lets this one go. 8 yards deep. Bring it out. Reggie Nelson. Take a look at the TD one more time.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, he just throws it up, and A.J. Green goes and gets it. Number 20 right there, Chris Gamble. And I saw him running into the locker room before the kickoff. I think they're just going to go put some aloe on him from getting burnt, but that's all right. He'll be okay.
That kid, Andy Dalton, 6 of 8, 85 yards and a TD, quarterback rating of 148.4. There's your drive summary. That's what you want out of your quarterback. A little confidence boost so far in the first half.
Might be 21-7 if they don't fumble in that first drive.
Stewart on the carry. Nothing there for him. I remember talking to Mike Zimmer in the first few days of camp, and one of the first things he said to me is, we've got a kid that's pretty special. And I said, yeah? And he goes, 18 special. I go, really? He said, yeah, I've seen some good receivers. I've spent a lot of time. This kid's special. He's irritated. And I go, how so? He goes, quarterback just throws it up, and you think your defender's right there, and 18 goes, gets it. He gets everything. And we saw evidence of that right there. Cam Newton. Coverage was right on from Nate Clements, who was on the nay, and Dalton threw it about 10 yards over both of their heads.
Tell you what, offense has been doing a nice job, but this defense is playing with some fire too. We talked about it in the opening, all levels, not just the secondary, not just the linebackers, but the defensive line's getting after it again tonight.
3rd and 8 from the 18. Newton now 2 of 8 for 15 yards and going to try one more time. And he's going to take off, and he's got a lot of green. Cam Newton.
Wow.
Upended by Nate Clements, short of the 45-yard line. But goodness gracious, as he saw pasture.
He is smooth. He is smooth. Nobody in containment on this, their left side, our right side here. And he pulls it down, and I tell you what, he's moving. Tries to cut it all the way across field. Clemens doing a nice job chopping him down. But when he decides to run, he just tucks it, and he is impressive running the football.
Now 2 rushes for 42 yards and a touchdown. That one for 26. And looking to throw. And under pressure, he'll take off again, but get cut down. Manny Lawson had his shoestrings, and Mr. Atkins was there again.
You know, you look at Manny Lawson, he has those long arms as a linebacker, which make it good for rushing the passer. And right there, he just tosses the offensive player aside And you're right, you mentioned Geno Atkins. Right here, the fullback tries to block him, and that is a mismatch. Or actually it's a tight end. Just Benji Olsen right there, who's a pretty big guy himself, and lost him, tossed him to the side like it was a running back.
Stewart. Nice tackle by Domata Peko. We talked about his motor last week. We're talking about a guy that's fired up, and he has been, since long before the lockout was settled, organized a lot of the defensive gatherings over at Ignition here in Cincinnati. Got guys together for continuous workouts as if they were in OTAs.
You know, he just plays right across the offensive lineman's face, just moves right down the line, and then when he separates, he just sprints. And that's two guys in the middle right now. Of course, Geno Atkins has shown that he's nonstop. Now you take Peko, man. That's a nice 1-2 combination, like you mentioned. Pat Sims isn't even in there.
3rd and 7 from the 47. Pressure comes again, and that one knocked away by Leon Hall, looking for LaFell. And the Panthers will punt for the 2nd time tonight.
Nice piece of coverage by Leon Hall there. There's no way LaFell had a chance to catch that one. See Maluga coming up the middle, and you better believe Cam Newton saw number 58 charging right up the middle and unloads it. To give Leon Hall a lot of credit on that one.
Quan Cosby back to return this one from Baker. Hit it high, driving kick, angled far sideline, and takes a Panthers bounce out of bounds. They will mark it just across the 10-yard line, and that's where the Bengals will take over. Come join us at Paul Brown Stadium for the 2011 regular season home opener. Take on the San Francisco 49ers. Experience the excitement of game day. Call the Bengals ticket office, 866-621-TD-TD. Representatives are standing by, so call now. 39-yard kick by Baker, but that's his first one inside the 20-yard line, and Andy Dalton will continue at the controls. 4:23 remaining in the first half. The Bengals with a touchdown lead.
Hey, Brad, let's add another young guy into that offensive line who comes in for Nate Livings at left guard. That's Clint Bowling, the rookie out of Georgia, getting some time early in the first half.
Bernard Scott again trying to string it out and finds a hole. And a flag comes in late from the defensive secondary. Discussions on this one. Cook wondering exactly what's going on. Bowling played 3 positions last week: left guard, right guard, and center. Where do you like him?
Wow. Looking at the offensive line, I'd have to say guard is where I like him.
You could say either side?
Either side. Yep, I would say either side at guard is where I would envision him being the most valuable.
Crackback, offense, number 89. Penalties half the distance to the goal line. Replay first down.
Jerome Simpson gets called on the crackback. This kid likes to hit some people when he's in blocking mode. And you love to have wide receivers that want to hit, and he's trying to figure out what he did wrong. Take a look at one more time, see if we can see 89. Oh, there he comes.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Low. His head was in front. I don't know.
Head in front, hit at the waist. I don't like it, Anthony.
Couple calls, a holding in this one, I'm going to question.
Across the middle, Gresham. And he will stretch across the 18-yard line. Anderson and Connor in on the stops. Anderson may have 8 tackles already in the first half.
Well, I tell you what, Brad, I like what I'm seeing. A.J. Green, and you got your tight end, Gresham. You got Shipley for a little possession receiver.
Can you simplify the title of West Coast offense for us? And there's so many variations. Give us an idea what this Gruden West Coast really is.
Well, as a former offensive lineman that played for a lot, you like to see this right here, of course, running around the left side. I just think it's a timing thing. You know, I guess the one that really made it famous was Joe Montana. As we take a look at that left side, Kyle Cook, look at Bowling. Stays with the guy, continues to push the guy. I like that. I like that you don't get the guy moving, then you give up. you can keep playing until the whistle's blown, until Bernard Scott either out of bounds or taken down, and that's what bowling does.
You see 89 out there. Jerome Simpson holding a block till the end of that one. The 13th first down for Cincinnati as we creep inside 3 minutes to go in the first half.
And I'll get back to explain a little more about this West Coast offense and what I know about it.
All right, go ahead. We got motion here on this.
Ball start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
A lot of quick timing throws. You see his ability to throw the ball quickly. Guys are getting to a position. If they're not there, you lead them. Of course, I mentioned Joe Montana with the likes of Dwight Clark and those guys. Of course, Kenny Anderson, to me, was really the guy under Bill Walsh that started it back in the 70s. And, wow, was he amazing throwing to Isaac Curtis and Dan Ross. The tight end is a big part of the West Coast offense, and you see that early on with Gresham.
1st and 15 from the 30. Quick hit, and there's Gresham dropping it, wanting to run before he had it. It is the terminology, and this is a completely different offense than this team had last year. And as we talked to Marvin Lewis last year, this year it's like not starting from scratch every week, which is what it felt like last year for this team. It is building upon what works, adding to the terminology, and it seems to be grasped a little bit easier for these guys on this offensive term.
Well, what I've noticed so far, at least from the passing game, it's a lot quicker. It puts, especially with the young quarterback, gives them a chance to be successful a lot earlier. To me, it looks like a lot of the same runs, but you know, it doesn't have to be that complex when you get to the running game. It's a passing game that has a tendency to be pretty complex. And right here, it looks like you look one place, boom, you're going another place. Or you're throwing the ball so quickly to different areas that, you know, it's up to the wide receiver to get open quickly. You don't have to protect forever as an offensive lineman because the quarterback's back 7-10 yards.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. Bengals lead by 7, looking for more before halftime. They face a 3rd and 5 when we come back. Coming up at halftime on our Fifth Third Bank halftime report. Up close with Mike Zimmer running this defense, and of course our first half highlights and stats, and plenty to show you. It's nice to say there's going to be plenty of highlights from this Bengals offense in the first half, and looking for more with 2 minutes to go. 3rd and 5 from the 40-yard line. Dalton looking for A.J. Green. Can't pull it in one-handed this time. C.J. Wilson out in coverage, and the Bengals will be forced to punt for the first time in this half. Armani Edwards is back deep for Kevin Huber's first effort. Wobbly kick. Edwards takes it at the 13 with a flag down on the field. 3 flags down on the field. 47-yard kick. Three flags came out. Quick, see whether they saw the same thing.
Quick flags.
I saw one come out before the ball was touched. Apparently not everyone saw the same thing.
Brett, I see number 27, Jabril Wilson, in there. Seeing his first action.
Key component for the Bengals, if this guy's healthy, what they saw from him in preseason last year, but really had a devastating ACL injury. And the question is, how do you come back from that? And all guys come back from that differently. But if he's healthy, he can add a lot to this secondary.
We have fouls against both teams on the play. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 45 of the kicking team. He went out of bounds and did not return at his first opportunity. During the return, holding return team number 15 Carolina elects their option to re-kick from the previous spot, offsetting the fouls.
So they'll do it one more time. Take a look at this one more time. And now, why are they saying he's not trying to get back in? Jeremy Miles, if you see on the right side of your frame, was running with the coaches. Deep inside that bench, Carolina bench. So Huber will do it one more time. Edwards back deep again, waiting inside his 10. See if Kevin can angle this one like he wants to. Still didn't hit it the way he wanted to. Fumble, ball loose, on the ground. Brandon Johnson, Manny Lawson, Bengals football just outside the 10. The first takeaway of the preseason. We've got a flag on the field at the 15.
Brad, the ball just goes through Edwards' arms. He never had control. It just goes right through his arms.
During the kick, holding the receiving team, number 40. That penalty is declined. It's Cincinnati's ball, first down.
So the Bengals get their first turnover. Kevin Huber with a smile.
We don't have a chance on that one to see it, but it does go right through his arms. Landon Johnson has a chance to pick it up, but then it's Manny Lawson, number 50, who finally recovers it.
So the Bengals with another chance, 1:35, and starting from the Panthers 12. Give it to Scott, and he's got a little burst. He's got a little room. He's got a little touchdown. Wow. Loving what I'm seeing from 28 tonight on top of what you got from Seth Benson in the first.
I'll tell you what, not only great vision on that run as it was clogged up to his right, but the ability to reverse and then accelerate and then just run away from everybody. I don't see any effects of hamstrings here. Watch him go to the right, nothing there, takes it to the left, and then just turns on the speed, and no way can they catch him.
You want to see another block from 89? You got a wide receiver who likes to get engaged here. Just enough. Extra point up and through. 6 carries for Bernard Scott, 63 yards. That a 12-yard TD run. That's a nice 1-2 punch, wouldn't you say?
It is a nice 1-2 punch. And you got those good fullbacks, big fullbacks leading the way. But that's what you like to see. This is what's happened to the Bengals the first 2 games. Turnover, points off turnovers for the opponent. Now they take advantage. They get the fumbled punt return, and they take it in right away and score.
So the Bengals have a nice drive going, an 8-play drive. They cough it up. Cam Newton takes it in. And then they've reeled off 21 unanswered. Always nice to have a scoring drive of 1 play, 6 seconds.
Yep, and that play is the power play again. You see the left guard pulling around, but there's not a lot of room right there. So Bernard Scott says, hey, I think I'm just going to take it the other way and just outrun everybody.
Guy is back deep one more time. Mike Nugent will let this one go with 1:29 remaining in the first half. Bengals came in, 1 touchdown last week, 1 field goal the week before, and they've reeled off 21 straight. About 232 in the first half.
400 yards the first 2 games. They've already got more than half of that in the first half.
5 yards deep. Guy will bring it out again. Flag stopped him short. Miles in on the stop. Quan Cosby was down quickly, and Brandon G, that we are seeing for the first time, was on the field on special teams. Got to try and find out what you can get from Brandon G as well.
Holding, return team number 83. Penalties half the distance to the goal line. First down, Carolina.
Hey, Bengals fans, Gold Star Chili, the flavor of Cincinnati. Pure Cincinnati, and proud of it. All right, I'm hungry. Wow. Are they bringing that crate in here?
I tell you what, it wouldn't last very long.
We could finish that crate in here.
That is making me hungry.
You're always hungry.
That's true. I'm a grown boy.
Yes, you are. Panthers will start from their own 8-yard line with $1.25 to go. Out across the 10. Michael Johnson in on the stop of Williams.
You see number 58 fly through there,
Cincinnati
almost
takes their
making a
first
hit
charge
in the
timeout.
backfield.
58 will fly a little bit for you.
1:23.
He can run.
1 minute 23
Ray
seconds.
Malaluga, number
This is a
58.
30
We
seconds
talked about it
timeout.
in the middle.
And I think if you get him out of the thinking mode, just let him play football, which is what he's doing here at middle linebacker. You make it simple, let him go, make the call, run to the football. Ray Malaluga's a lot different player than we saw already last year.
He is. I mean, because, you know, you're playing one side or the other, it restricts you some. Right here, like you said, you can read and then run. You know, avoid some of those guards, those offensive linemen, get around them with your quickness, and then you just hit those backs.
Bengals take their first timeout, stopping the clock with 1:23. 2nd and 9 from the 11. Cam looking to throw. Newton throws near side, ball up. You get a big tight end out there to make that catch, and Greg Olsen can get it done. Jabril Wilson out in coverage. He was giving up a few inches to Greg.
Of course, Greg Olsen coming over from, I believe, the Bears. Pretty good tight end. Does a nice job just going over the defender there.
A lot of people in Chicago shocked that Greg Olsen was coming over from the Bears. Loved this guy, a mainstay of their offense. But wasn't working out in the Mike Martz factor. He can make catches like that. Move it out. 1st and 10 from the 39. Newton under pressure, scrambling again. Chased, throws, looking for Olsen again. That one just a little off. Couldn't pull it in. 1:10 left on the clock in the first half. He will extend a few plays, won't he?
Yep, sure will.
You're going to have guys in coverage a long time with Cam Newton in the backfield.
He can move around big enough to shake some guys off.
But with the way his offensive line has performed so far in the preseason, he's going to be on the run a lot. Pressure coming! Crocker! Flag down on the field. Open season on Cam Newton.
Personal foul. Chop block. Offense, number 34. The 15-yard penalty. Replay 2nd down. Correction. Cincinnati chooses to decline the penalty. It'll be 3rd down.
Running back to Angelo Williams right there with the chop block. But man, Chris Crocker comes from the other side. In fact, Robert Gathers from the left defensive end drops back. You see Michael Johnson, he's looping inside, and then 42 Chris Crocker comes unblocked to get the sack.
Safeties lay awake and dream about that scenario. Untouched. No idea I'm coming. Let me climb the ladder. 3rd and 16 as they decline the penalty. Newton under pressure. Dumps it incomplete. Michael Johnson was there, got a hand on his arm. You talk about the strength of that right arm.
That goes to your point, extending the play right here. Michael Johnson, he takes the ball away from a lot of quarterbacks. See, he gets a nice swipe there. It doesn't affect it. He just continues to grab the football and, of course, throws an incomplete pass, but you're right, exactly to your point. Nice rush by Michael Johnson, who has had an excellent camp last week against an all-pro tackle, DeBrickashaw Ferguson. Made 2 excellent spin moves.
Bengals come after it. There's a flag. They hit the punter. Fair catch called for and made. Is it a running into the punter or roughing the punter? It would appear to be running in, which is a 5-yard penalty. It was 4th down and 16. Ron Rivera will decide what he wants to do. think they'll tack it on from the end of the punt.
Running into the kicker. Running into the kicker. Kicking team. That penalty's declined. First down, Carolina.
You mean first down Cincinnati, I believe is what he's saying.
Yep.
I'm not quite sure. I don't think it's declined. I think it's tacked on at the end. I don't want to step inside the referee's mind here, but
yeah, you're talking about the possession. I'm looking at the running into the kicker call. That's what I was kind of chuckling about. The punter punted it, then he came down and his foot brushed the defender, and then he gets a penalty. Okay.
What is that? 3 penalties you don't like on the Bengals?
3, and I'm usually not that way, but this 3 I do not like.
All right, do they go for something here? 1st and 10 from the 26. Andy Dalton steps back, looking, throwing, and he's got his tight end, and running with it is Jermaine Gresham before he's run out of bounds across the 45-yard line. That's a good-looking play.
How sweet is that when you have a big tight end like Gresham there that can go downfield and grab the football and then shake off a defender? What kind of mismatch is that? Look at this. Linebacker trying to guard him, cover him, and he just kind of sidesteps him.
Got Anderson out in coverage, 43 seconds. They only took 8 ticks off the clock, and they're nearly at midfield.
And that one took a little more time than the normal pass in the offensive line, giving them really good protection.
Dalton with instructions at the line. Sees something he likes. Dumping and throwing. Got Jordan Shipley, who will run out of bounds in Panthers territory. Captain Munnerlyn there, knocking him out with 37 seconds left on the clock.
Brad, the thing that impresses me, watch his safety coming up and the linebacker coming free, but Dalton gets rid of it quickly, completes the pass. He had to see that unblocked guy, and he gets rid of it. Nice completion, nice read by Andy Dalton.
His 9th completion in 13 attempts for 119 yards. Brian Leonard out of bounds and takes out a few Panthers on that sideline.
Well, he is spreading the football around. Wide receiver, tight end, running back. You've seen him throw to Cedric Benson earlier, and right here, again, nice pickup by the stunts by the offensive line, and Leonard out there makes a catch. I like this, not just sitting on it, not just trying to run the football and run the clock out. They're trying to move it down, get some points, putting the young guy in this 2-minute situation.
Dalton, middle, Shipley. They have 2 timeouts remaining. This one just outside the 35-yard line. And they take another one here.
Timeout. Cincinnati. That's their second charge timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
So Dalton's hit 6 different receivers. And we talked about if you're going to make this guy effective in this West Coast offense, you've got to give him time. Now you're going to get the ball out quickly, but the offensive line has done a better job. We talked about winning up front. They have done that tonight.
They have, not only in the pass, but the run. I mean, it's obvious with the run, the way Benson was running. Now you get Bernard Scott in there. You see Cedric right here. Probably night is over since Scott is in there carrying the load right now. But so, yeah, they've been doing an excellent job both on the run and the pass. Quick passes. There's been a couple passes that have taken a little longer, and they still have given Dalton the protection.
2nd and 5 from the 37 with 26 ticks left on the first half clock. Here come the Panthers going to Green. Got him there. Diving. It's just overthrown. Had to let it go. And even A.J. Green couldn't catch up to that one.
C.J. Wilson, number 27, is now the cornerback that was trying to cover A.J. Green. And right here, nice protection, picking up the blitzer, and just barely overthrown.
Needed just a little bit more air time to let A.J. run under that one. 3rd and 5.
He knew he had him right there. You can tell by his reaction.
Dalton under pressure. Throws to Brian Leonard. He will not get there. They'll have to stop the clock one more time. It will bring up 4th down probably out of field goal range with 13 seconds remaining. So you try and run one more sideline pattern to get that first down, get out of bounds, and see if you can set something up.
Number 2.
They will bring him out and see how long he can go. See how good that new knee is. And this will be lengthy.
Wow. They must think he's ready now, because if you remember correctly in the talks we've had with Marvin, first 2 games, they weren't going to extend him past 50.
This will be 55.
Yep.
Huber to hold. He got plenty of leg on it.
Wow.
He got it right down the middle. Mike Nugent looks good from 55.
Plenty of leg. That could have been 3-4 yards further.
Did I say they were out of field goal range?
I don't know. I think I heard that.
8 seconds remaining on the first half clock. Bengals dominating the Panthers after putting the ball on the carpet in their first drive, 24 unanswered.
Impressive the fact that they did that. You mentioned the fumble, first drive, they were moving the foot and they bounced right back. It did not affect them one bit.
Well, this team needed this. This was a first half confidence boost that Marvin Lewis was dying for.
Unlike the first 2 games, I really believe that the turnovers affected them. They weren't able to come back, and they weren't able to score, and they weren't able to do the things they were doing. And here, it has not affected them one bit. They just continue to dominate.
So they forced the Panthers, I should say, off the field and come back for a 7-play, 37-yard drive in 43 seconds, a 55-yard field goal.
But the impressive thing, Brad, is that they just didn't try to kill the clock and go in at halftime. With the rookie quarterback, they said, let's try and get some more. Let's see what he can do here in the last minute or so.
Weber lets it go, bounces out of the back of the end zone. And the Panthers have 8 seconds starting from their own 20-yard line. Do I get to keep this?
Let's see how long he gets to cradle that baby before they come up and get him.
You're going to keep it as long as you can. So Marvin Lewis has to be happy with what he can work with towards the second half. And I suppose one of the questions is, did he see enough out of his first team to not bring them out to start the second half, which you normally do in preseason game number 3?
Well, if you remember previous conversation, because of the short week, he said they'll play half last week against the Jets, and then we'll go half again this week. So they've done that so far.
Head coach's prerogative to change his mind.
Exactly.
They lead 24-7. We believe. Seth Benson in. Bernard Scott in. A.J. Green in. Bengals with a big lead at halftime. We're back on the Bengals television network right after this. Ready to kick off to start the second half. Trent Guy back deep. Let's set it down on the field to Mike Valpredo.
Brad, as we heard, Cam Newton is going to be playing here in the third quarter for Carolina. Key for the Cincinnati defense. They want to keep in some of their linebackers, work on that contain, because Newton able to scramble a little bit in the first half. Really is only success. And as we heard earlier, the battles for the Bengals on the defensive secondary are key. Jobs will be won and lost largely on what happens tonight.
Mike, thank you. And there are some roster battles. They don't have to make any decisions until Tuesday at 4 p.m. The first roster cut down to 80. The Bengals right now at 86. Line drive 9 yards deep. Guy going to bring it out. And he brings it out well. Mike Nugent down there diving for that. And that's not what you want to see from your kicker coming back from ACL surgery. Jonathan Wade finally made the tackle. As you take a look at our Kroger first half stats, and time of possession, the Bengals dominate 11 minutes in the first quarter alone.
Well, and the balance, 130 rushing, 139 passing, so they were able to do whatever they want to do with the run or the pass. But you're right, that 9 minutes of time of possession difference, huge.
269 first half yards. Newton under pressure again, tries to keep the play alive and does. Into Bengals territory. Cam Newton was dead to rights and found Jeremy Shockey wide open with Robert Gathers chasing.
Well, that was Jabril Wilson who had a chance to get Cam Newton, but Newton puts a little move on him, and Jeremy Shockey makes a nice catch and then turns it upfield and gets a few more yards.
So the Panthers in business on their first drive at the second half. Stewart hit and will be planted the second time. 44-yard line. Malaluga to finish him off.
Tell you what, give Manny Lawson a lot of credit on that. When number 50 comes through there and makes the initial hit, you'll see right there, and he's got the fullback on him, but still makes a hit. And like you mentioned, Malaluga comes up and cleans up.
No gain. First team defense still on the field for the Panthers' first team offense. Newton to throw again under pressure. Lawson can't get him, and there he goes. Diving head first.
Impressive.
He's a pain in the behind for your defensive guys chasing in the backfield.
Manny Lawson doing a nice job getting around on the pass rush. But Cam Newton just pulls it down and outruns him around the corner.
Well, the Bengals are winning at point of attack, but with Cam Newton, that's just causing frustration right now. They're down and 2 from the 36. Again, the pressure coming. Lets it go, and Nate Clements can't quite get his hands on it. Domata Peko was there at his ankles.
Peko doing a nice job, just beating the right guard one-on-one. Nice move, Mackenzie Bernardo. He just beat him to almost get the sack, but Newton getting rid of it.
So a fourth down, and Newton and company will go. Stewart in the backfield. Newton from shotgun. Quick hit. Got Shockey, got a first down in front of Ray Malaluga. Roll it out, give him a two-way go. And with number 1, you got a few options.
Yep, and we talked about our tight ends with the Bengals. You got Gresham, you got Scaife, you got guys like that. But when you got Shockey and you got Olsen, pretty good tight ends there.
New set of downs from the 30. Stewart. Lawson will take him out of bounds.
Fullback Richie Bracco leading the way right here. He does break the tackle.
Dan Skuta comes in at middle linebacker, giving Ray Malaluga a breath. 2nd and 6 from the 26. Stewart hit at the line of scrimmage. Jabril Wilson finishes things off. Brad Johansson alongside Anthony Munoz. Preseason game number 3 at Paul Brown Stadium, the home opener, and the fans treated to a very nice first half. Mike Valpredo down on the sidelines for us. Carolina 4 of 8 on third downs, facing a 3rd and 4 here from the 24-yard line. Newton lets go. And out in coverage is Thomas Howard with the back out of the backfield, and he was right with him. Stride for stride. Jonathan Stewart couldn't get a little extracurricular activity a few yards down the field.
And you're right, Thomas Howard doing an excellent job, just right in Jonathan Stewart's hip. Look at this. Big old linebacker with the running back. He's right there. Nice job.
So Lindomare will try and add 3 for the Panthers. 42-yard attempt. Quite hit it well, but he got it through. Just enough. So the Panthers add 3 on their first drive. Bengals by 14. Their first offensive possession when we return. Hey, Bengals fans, single game tickets for all Bengals home games on sale now. More information or purchase the best seats. Call the Bengals ticket hotline 866-621-TD-TD or visit Bengals.com. Representative standing by, so call right now. A 9-play drive, 35 yards, 3:54 off the clock, ending in a 42-yard field goal by Lindomare. Seth Pearman and Andrew Hawkins are back deep to return this one and take it back for the Bengals' first offensive set of the second half. He can hit it well. When you start out of the back of the end zone, it's not going to work. Hawkins wanted to bring it out. We'll take a quick break as the Bengals will start from their own 20, leading by 14. Hey, on Friday, September 9th, passion for the NFL going to be on full display. Schools, companies, fans across the country showing their NFL team colors for a chance to win exciting prizes like a $10,000 health and wellness grant. Learn more at NFL.com/backtofootball. Second team offense will take the field for their first possession. Marvin apparently liked what he saw out of number 1, so don't need to see any more. So Bruce Gradkowski will be at the controls. Ryan Leonard stringing it out left side. Flag on the field back at the 19-yard line.
Holding. Offense. Number 73. It's a 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
Anthony Collins at left tackle.
I was going to name off the linemen that are in there now, and I guess we got one already named.
Well, I'll go through the rest.
You got Bowling at left guard. You got Max Gene Gillis at right guard. Rowland at right tackle. You got Stevens at center.
Back up to their 10. Gradkowski.
Oh, nice throw.
Got it to Chase Kaufman. There's another kid with some great hands. Nice bootleg. Didn't fool the Panthers completely, but they got something positive out of it.
Gradkowski doing a nice job avoiding the rusher, but you talk about Kaufman's hands. He's got some really good hands. You know, he's got to be right there on top of the list as far as being able to catch the football for this team. But as a tight end, you have to do more than just catch the football. You have to be able to block.
And that has been the concern. 2nd and 8 with the ball at the 22. Seth Pearman got a block. He's got a little fight in him.
Yeah, I like it.
He was dominant in preseason last year. Stayed on practice squad. Became active for them. He's a kid with a lot of fight in him.
And right here you see Rowland and Max Gene Gillis pulling, clearing the way. But Pearman showing some speed, jumping over a person. And you're right, at the end there, defender tried to wrestle the ball when he said no way.
Leonard coughed it up. Panthers say they have the football.
They do.
So the second fumble of the game in their own territory. Once on a missed exchange from Andy Dalton to Cedric Benson, and now this one from Brian Leonard. Everett Brown comes up with it. Panthers with a field goal on their first drive, and now back in business at the 32-yard line.
See some new defensive linemen there. We saw the first unit in there the first time. You take a look at it right here. Leonard just gets the ball stripped, just loses it, puts it on the ground.
Newton across the middle. Williams with room down to the 21. It's enough for a first down, the 7th turnover. I should say the 8th now turnover in preseason for the Bengals.
Well, this team, especially under Coach Lewis, has had the history of taking the ball away a few times. Now, here into the preseason, they're giving it away.
Williams trying to string it out. Jabril Wilson is there to make sure it doesn't happen. And at this point, your desire is to force a field goal or maybe turn them over one more time.
You're right. It's good to see number 27, Jabril Wilson, out there making the tackle and playing. You mentioned earlier going through that ACL last year. Pretty serious, bringing him along slowly, and then all of a sudden, pretty much the target was to play tonight, and he's out there playing.
Brandon G at corner, along with Jonathan Wade on this team. 2nd and 9 now from the 20. Newton under pressure again, throws near side and knocked away by Jonathan Wade, looking for Steve Smith. Nice play by the corner.
Heck of a play right there. We talk about these secondary players, guys named Wade, Pender, Sands. Those guys got to step up. You know, you got Nate Clemens, Leon Hall, looking for need a few of those cornerbacks, defensive backs to step up and be the guys that they can go to during the season.
Now Morgan Trent at corner. Spot for that third corner wide open right now. 3rd down and 9 with the ball at the 20. Bengals showing blitz, back off. Under pressure, Newton lets go towards the end zone, incomplete. Steve Smith threw his defender to the ground. That was Morgan Trent out in coverage, and he got up looking for a flag.
Tell you what, Trent with nice coverage there, and Steve Smith a little frustrated that he can't get open. A nice pass rush coming around the outside, but Cam Newton steps right up, feeling the pressure, steps up, has a nice pocket, throws the football, and you see right here Morgan Trent. What's going on? I know I'm out of bounds. The guy just horse collars me and throws me down.
You could have seen a flag there, so they force a field goal attempt. 38-yarder. Lindamare right through. Bengals defense does their job after the turnover. It's 24-13, 7:40 to go in the 3rd. 4-13. Let's throw it down on the field to Mike.
Brad, thank you very much, and glad to have Cedric, the entertainer, here with us as a crowd. Still having a good time tonight. Congrats on a great night. 16 rushes, 68 yards. Wherein lies the difference, Cedric, with this offense tonight? You guys were great.
Well, we got established on the ground. I think guys were a little upset at how we played earlier. We wanted to get some consistency on offense, create a drive, get some points on the board. And we got it going with our run game, and the run game was strong tonight.
Not having those early miscues makes a big difference, obviously. But I think you've mentioned once before maybe about, establish that run game. Like, I'll take the ball, and then I might take the ball again, and then maybe one more time.
Absolutely. I mean, I told them they can give it to me as much as they like. They just got to take care of me during the week,
I think they're going to catch a drift real fast. Hey, tell me about the development of your quarterback. We're going to watch some of your runs here. By the way, it's a preseason game. You're not supposed to be running this hard.
Well, when I was younger, we used to talk about the preseason, and guys used to want to kind of get it over with and move forward and get into the regular season. And I found that you can kind of get caught off guard if you don't take the preseason as serious as the regular season. So I like to prepare the preseason as I do in the regular season, so I'm not caught off guard. I like to get the game speed early.
Both the guys upstairs, Brad and Anthony, giving you compliments on how hard you're running tonight. But back to Andy Dalton. What do you see in him in his maturation, just a couple games in his career? What are you seeing with the rookie?
Yeah, man, I'm seeing a couple rookie stumps, and it's fun to watch that. We were all once rookies before, and it's good to see him learning, good to see him getting around his curve, good to see him coming out and making some plays tonight, getting some confidence built up behind him. So it's kind of fun to see him grow and see his progression, and I think he's coming along pretty well.
Well, I know fans here are glad to see you back, 4th year back, and you got a pep in your step, Cedric. You notice that you got a little extra energy right now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I told them I was in my prime,
I think they're listening. Guys, I want to brag on them real quick. We got here about 3:30 today. Guess one of the first players here again, number 32. You're an early bird, which I like.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, this is what you live for, game day. And, you know, anything less is uncivilized. So I love game day. I like to come in and get myself ready, get myself focused. To have I know it's going to be a big day, a big, huge day. Numbers probably going to get called a lot, so I like to be ready.
Great to visit with you again. So glad to have you back, and keep it all going. We'll keep reminding them, you want the ball, guys. 32, like I said. We get here, you know that player parking lot, one of the first cars right here, Cedric Benson.
Mike, thank you. Sid kind of sounds like the most interesting man in the world tonight.
Yeah.
3rd down and 2 for Gradkowski. And that won't be enough. Dumping it out to Sid Pierman. He looked like he was in his prime, if you want to say that tonight. He looked like this was a regular season game.
He's beaming. He's got that glow in his, that twinkle in his eye, like, you know, I want to get back in there and run the ball some more. But, you know, he's finished for the night, and I like that. He's got that look of, man, I got a passion, I want to get after it.
Armani Edwards back for Huber's punt. Hit this one well. A driving kick, taking Edwards all the way back to the 12. Flags all over the place as he is run out of bounds. This one will come back. How about a 59-yarder from Kevin Huber? When he lets it go, he lets it go. Tommy Nelson ran him out, and there was a question as to whether Tom was going to be able to play today, so he gets some special team work in.
After they get the call here, I want to go to one thing he said that stands out amongst everything he said that impressed me.
During the return, illegal block in the back. On the return team, number 40. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line. 1st down, Carolina.
And that was?
He said some guys just want to get through the preseason, but he wants to take it and get ready. Like, you know, he wants to get to his regular season speed, and that is impressive to me. Because when you start wanting to get through it, that's when the injury factor hits.
Let everybody join that party. 24-13. Back after this. Hey, for up-to-the-minute Bengals updates and exclusive offers, you want to visit the official Facebook page of the Cincinnati Bengals. 24-13 Cincinnati. Cam Newton still at the controls. 6 of 19, Anthony, for 75 yards. 4 carries on the ground. Most of them forced for 49 yards and a touchdown.
Give the Bengals defense credit for making him run with the pressure.
And we got a flag before this one starts. A little motion penalty. Carolina's first offense struggling.
Ball start. Offense, number 69. Penalty is half the distance to the goal line. Still 1st down.
They still have their starters in there. That's Jordan Gross, the starting left tackle, who was called on that one.
Their 5th penalty now for 35 yards. Streaming some other backs in now, starting from the 5-yard line. The penetration is still there. Not much on the ground for Carolina all night long. Josh Vaughn on this carry. You see Brandon G, who has struggled to get healthy, let alone stay healthy, and get on the field, and he's fighting for some playing time.
Yep, that's not good. When you can't get yourself on the field so they can evaluate you, that's not good.
James Ruffin now at one of the defensive ends. Bengals in the backfield. It's been a nice theme tonight as Brandon Johnson makes the stop.
Tell you what, another guy that is in there and has had a good camp, number 69, Clinton McDonald. You see Brandon Johnson there, but you 69, Clinton McDonald. Of course, Frosty Rucker's still in there playing the right defensive end. As you see the entire line slant to their left. The offense is right.
Now 4 of 10 are the Panthers on 3rd down conversions. This a 3rd and 10 from their own 9-yard line. Probably as much time as Newton's had all night to throw, and he makes good with it as he gets it to David Clowney, the former Jet. And yet there's a flag on the field.
Maybe that's why he had so much time. Take a look here. You see Cam Newton get back there. Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Offense, number 73. Penalties half the distance to the goal line. Replay third down.
Kenzie Bernadotte. Cam with a little stinger on the hand as a follow through. It's a look of frustration. And rightfully so. Kudos to the Bengals defense so far this evening. I don't care who he's playing. Cam Newton's going to get some yards. He's going to cause some frustration, but the Bengals have certainly caused him his fair amount. 3rd and 14. They hand it off left side. Jeremy Miles is there with a bunch of help to make the stop, and the Panthers will be forced to punt.
Yeah, if his offensive line allows pressure like they have tonight, he'll get hit a few times, but then he's going to make some defense very frustrated with his ability to pull it down and run the football.
Jameer Holland is back to return this one from Baker, who is a couple of yards deep in his own end zone. Hit it high. Holland backed up to his 39. And there's a flag. Getting a lot of laundry on the field now.
Well, on these returns, you're right. Just about every return has at least 1 or 2 flags.
49-yard kick before the return. This one will in all likelihood push the Bengals back, as Gronkowski will come out with his 2nd and 3rd teamers.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team. Penalty is 10 yards from the end of the run. First down, Cincinnati.
Brad, you have Quan Cosby in there, returner, who's going to be playing a little wide receiver.
Colin Cochard at tight end. We'll get to see a little bit of those boys as we come back. Bengals up 24-13. Back on a beautiful night in the Queen City, and a beautiful bounce back game for the guy joining Mike Valpredo down on the field.
Brad, thanks. And we are with 5th year, hard to believe, 5th year cornerback Leon Hall. You are now a 5-year veteran in this league. How's that feel?
Now that you say it like that, it kind of feels a little weird. I mean, I still kind of feel young, but you know, I'm well experienced, especially with going into my 5th year, like you said. But it's been a lot of fun. This group has just made it a lot easier.
I can tell you guys are having fun on this defensive unit. And talk about these new guys. You bring in Thomas Howard, Manny Lawson, of course, back in the defensive backfield with Nate Clements. You guys seem to be gelling well. Talk a little bit about you guys having fun.
Yeah, well, they stepped right in, and I mean, been doing a great job for us. I mean, as a group, we still got a long way to go, but they've kind of stepped in, and you know, really the great thing about it is all our personalities really kind of click. There's no, you know, one guy against the other out there, and everybody's just playing together.
Ray moving over to the middle, we've talked about that having a huge impact on his comfort level there at the Mike linebacker. But if you guys all just kind of, you know, spending that time together and getting that cohesion, it seems like it's translating.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just started from day one. I mean, you know, really early on when we had our player workouts, started from there, and he was one of those guys that led us as a middle linebacker what you need to do, and it kind of just carried over as soon as we got into camp, and then you know, all the way to now.
We were sort of joking about tonight it being a lot easier, a lot more fun to do interviews, but tonight was an important step for this team. For you guys to have a night like this, what is it? How does it translate past this game against Carolina?
Well, it's really just a confidence booster. You know, just as a team, we really didn't feel like we reached our potential in the first 2 games. Obviously, we want to win the games. But we came out tonight. I think the offense started us off great, and then defensively we just kind of kept it going, and you know, we just hope to build off it going into Cleveland.
You guys had a great year, obviously, 2 years ago with the top-ranked defense. You guys see yourself heading back in that direction, I guess?
We definitely have the potential. You know, like I said, we still got some work to do. We just got to, you know, all be on the same page, and I think we're on pace to, you know, kind of get back to that level. But once again, we still got to go out there and play.
Leon, thanks for the time. Congrats on tonight. And you know what? You might be 5 years, but you still look young.
Show my baby face.
That's right, guys.
Mike, thanks. Leon, thank you very much. Nice to hear from him. Not nice to see Gronkowski go down in the arms of Panthers. James Anderson still hanging around. So forcing a 3rd and 13 now from their own 47-yard line. Had made another venture into Panthers territory. Got to see on that drive number 88, Ryan Whalen, another one of their draft picks that they have been waiting to get on the field with another muscle injury.
That they like.
And going to have to take a timeout.
Cincinnati takes their first charge timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
Take a 30-second with 1:08 remaining in the third and looking to get something generated by the second team offense. And at this point, this is what you're looking from your second and third teamers, who can play at this point, who can get it done, because on Tuesday, as I mentioned, you go from 90 to 80 for the Bengals. It's 86 down to 80. They made some cuts already this week. Pretty simple for the coaches to get down to 80 at that next point, and then they will take on the Colts a week from tonight right here back at PBS. And then 2 days after that, they'll have to be down to roster reduction 53. That's a long jump from 80 before they get ready for the Browns on week 1.
You mentioned the first cut not as hard, but that last one, that's the tough one. That's where you see guys go that can probably play somewhere else.
3rd and 13 from the 47. Gronkowski with time, but nobody to throw to except Pierman out of the backfield. He will venture back into Panthers territory, but just barely. Thomas Davis on the stop, and the Bengals will be forced to punt. I think when you're playing with these numbers, certainly not down to 80, but once you get down to 53, you're going to have some guys on the physically unable to perform list. That's a 6-week list for some guys. You would anticipate that Keith Rivers would be going on that list. You would probably also anticipate that Adam Pac-Man Jones is going to go on that list as well, although the neck is healing faster than they had anticipated. I think for safety purposes, you would anticipate he would be another one of those guys. Huber sets another one inside the 20. As if he set it, pulled the string on it. A little Titleist for him, bringing it back to the 16-yard line.
Kind of like your wedge shot on the green. You just kind of do what you want, hit it right past the pin, bring it back.
That's me. I do exactly what I want with those shots all the time.
I've watched it play. You got a game. You got game.
17 seconds remaining in the third. Tell you what, we've got a night that makes you think about getting up and going golfing in the morning. Are you thinking about getting up and going golfing?
I think I might have a tee time at 9:20. I got to double check my schedule. But I think I'm pretty sure about that.
Every time I see a nice night, I'm thinking about you getting the sticks out early in the morning. Jimmy Clausen at the controls. And another handoff is smothered. Fred Bennett to finish it off, but got a bunch of help underneath. Frosty Rucker was one of those at the bottom of that pile.
There's a 23-year-old second-year player, Jimmy Clausen. I've known him since he was about 12, 13 years old, throwing the football in the parking lot down in Knoxville, Tennessee.
We've reached the end of 3. Bengals with an 11-point lead. Fans, come join us right here. 2011 regular season home opener, taking on the 49ers. Experience the excitement of game day. On the Bengals ticket office, 866-621-TD. They got folks there standing by, so call right now. 2nd and 10 for the Panthers. From their own 16, Sutton on the carry left side. And 6 or 7 Bengals on the tackle. We have a Taylor Mays sighting. Number 47 in the middle of some of that. Dan Skuda at the bottom of the pile. You talked about it at the outset that Taylor Mays was a specimen that you saw on the sidelines. What was missing in his rookie year? Any idea?
Well, from what I've heard, they questioned his lateral movement, his ability to move laterally. I mean, he's more of a straight line guy. Tremendous speed straight. I mean, you look at him, 6'3", 230. Runs extremely fast, but it was that inability that they said to move laterally, which you need as a defensive back.
Lawson with the pressure. Frosty Rucker trying to get to Clausen. Adeyanju runs him out of bounds.
There's another guy, Victor Adeyanju, who we call a lot when he's in there. Of course, Frosty Rucker has a chance to make the tackle. He's still in there in the 4th quarter, still running hard.
Victor wants me to make sure I say Adeyanju.
Adeyanju.
So I apologize, Victor, because I've been on that boat too long. I will get off it. 4th down and 7 from the 19-yard line. You don't want to get Mr. Adanju angry at you.
He's holding! He's holding! You can't turn your back. We're helping the officials, we hear.
Holland coming left side. Finding a little room. Oh, goodness gracious. Robert Sands with a block as the flag falls down at the 39-yard line, and there's holding against the Bengals.
Vincent Ray thought he made a really good block, and it appeared he did, but they kind of threw a flag in his area. I'm not positive that it was Vinny.
Holding. Return team number 57. 10-yard penalty. First down, Cincinnati.
The officials make it easy a lot of times when they throw it right at the guy.
13:27 remains. Great Clip says free Bengals tickets with sideline access for 2. Look for details and register kids 8 to 13. Great Clips locations. Relax. Great Clips. I made a trip there this week. Do I look good?
Looks good. Yeah, it looks real good.
First and 10 from the 30-yard line. Thanks for noticing. Said Pierman off the right side.
When you have Jason Shirley's mohawk on the screen, I was looking at that. I thought maybe he made a trip to.
I thought about a Fui Vakapuna this week, but I decided there wasn't quite as much as he had in the backside to do a little poof.
Might look good. Might look good.
Shave it all the way back to the last quarter. Russ, anytime you want to get a shot of that Fui Vakapuna, just so we could, show that Fui's hiding on you? Well, you can't hide with that poof. I mean, you have to do some thinking before you go to the barber and go, what am I looking for at this point? And
well, he's not hiding. He just made a nice block. He was on the field. We'll get a check. Yeah, he just ran off. He put a guy on his back. That's why we can't see the little poof.
There you go. He gave somebody his little poof. 3rd and 5 now from the 35. Gretkowski would like to have a scoring drive under his belt here in the preseason. Can he continue this drive? Little high, comes down with it. How about that from Quan Cosby as a flag comes in behind him in the secondary? Some nice hands on number 12 going up for the little man.
That was a heck of a catch. Ball thrown a little high, but didn't matter for Quan.
He's just barely creeping out of that backside. But once we get that helmet off, I'm going to show you.
Defense, number 27. Penalty is declined. Yardage is enough for a first down.
C.J. Wilson having a tough night tonight.
There are not a lot of guys on the defense who are having great nights for the Carolina Panthers, I'm pleased to say.
Yep.
Move it forward to the 43 for a new set of downs. Gretkowski with time, going long. Going real long. He was lugging deep and trying to find Calvin Russell. Calvin couldn't catch up to that one. Another man that they added in the receiving corps. They dropped Landon Cox, Bart Johnson, and John Standiford this week. And there may be more wide receivers that go in this cut to 80, but you would think that most guys are going to hang around at least to give a few guys some time off in this final preseason game coming up against Indianapolis next week. Set Pierman. What does Lapham like to call that? The Pyrudy?
The Pyrudy. I tell you what, he did a nice job getting past the defender. You see right here, black jersey. Pierman just little pirouette, little change of direction. Wow. Excellent run there by Pierman.
His 4th carry for 23 yards, now making it 3rd and 2 from the 49. Pierman looking for those 2. And did he do a nice job in finding it down to the 45-yard line? You talk about some patience in your backfield. Anthony Collins finally got a block for him, and he followed it.
you talk about patience, and your offensive linemen love it because you just let the block develop and you let the linemen engage, and then you cut off the block. So you better believe when Anthony Collins watches that tomorrow, he's going to be happy, and Pearman will be happy that he waited.
AC discarded his defender as Ted ran by. Gronkowski is 7 of 8 for 40 yards. Now has a new set of downs at the Carolina 45. Dump out of the backfield, and that one is not held on to by Poof. Fui had it in the breadbasket. Jordan sent out coverage. See our Fifth Third Bank stats through 3 quarters, and it has been all orange and black.
Well, doubled them in first downs, 18 to 9. Of course, they're 300 plus yards.
269 through the first half for the first team offense. Not much there on this one. It will bring up a 3rd down and 10. Jason Williams in on the stop.
You'll have some linemen in there that are fighting for positions. You have Reggie Stevens in there. You got Max Gene Gillis, who came over on the free agent signing at right guard. Of course, Clint Bowling's there at left guard now.
Gronkowski under pressure. Has to dump, and it is incomplete to bring up a 4th down. He was looking for Kaufman, but Corey Irvin was in on it. The pocket was collapsing.
Yeah, the whole pocket was collapsing, not just one. You see the guys right here sitting back, and all of a sudden you see the black jersey starting to get through.
Huber to kick one more time. Edwards back deep inside his 10. Good kick. Fair catch called for at the 6. There's Poof. Fui get a little oxygen with 9:31 remaining. So cracking down on drunk driving like never before. If you drive drunk, you will get caught. You will be arrested. Drive sober, get pulled over. Funded by the Ohio Traffic Safety Office, division of the Ohio Department of Public Safety. 9:31 remaining. Panthers starting from their own 6. Gino's there again. No, I should say James Ruffin is there again. Gino's getting some time off, but 67 is getting in there.
We call his number so much. It was you saw a 7 there. I thought the same thing, but James Ruffin doing a nice job closing down and taking the blocker on and then making the tackle. Nice play by James Ruffin.
Well, the Bengals' second team and sometimes third team offense there with a 9-play drive that results in a punt, and I think there is some concern, I think with every team, especially in preseason, about how good are our backups. If we have problems, who's stepping in? Is there reason to be concerned about the second team offense at this point?
Well, you always have to, because
offense number 63, 5 yard, half the distance to the goal line. Still 2nd down.
You don't always have the luxury to play your backups like a Clint Bowling, who comes in and has a chance to play against the ones. You can't do that with every backup. So yeah, I would say there is some concern, because you got your 2s going against 2s and they're not playing that well. So what if you got to stick them in there in a regular season game and they're going to go against starters? You're pretty uncertain what's going to happen.
From the end zone, Clausen almost. Jonathan Wade, the one-handed pick. Jonathan's had himself a nice night.
He really has. We've called his name quite a bit, and one of the guys that really has to separate himself, as we talked earlier about that 3rd cornerback. Whoa, that was right there.
You might want to go up with 2 hands on that.
Yep.
Obviously a little off balance, but he made the play, forcing a 3rd down and 12 from the 4-yard line. Pressure on Clausen, has to dump out of the backfield. And the push for a first down may be enough from Tyrell Sutton.
Brad, you had Manny Lawson in there at the left defensive end, getting a little bit of pass rushing. See him right here, bottom of the screen, number 50. Getting some pass rushes here late in the football game.
Some strong legs by 22.
Yep.
Take us inside 8 minutes to play. Bengals put up 24 in the first half. The offense has been quiet so far in the second. A pair of field goals from the Panthers. Nice penetration. Good stick in the backfield.
Frosty Rucker, number 92. There you go. With number 92 making the hit. We heard the pads collide there.
Called Frosty's name a few times tonight. Second and 8 for Clausen. Goes out of the backfield to his fullback, and Jerry Miles is right there. Stopping at the 22-yard line. So bring up a third down and 5.
Miles doing a nice job. As soon as the ball is caught, he's right there to make the tackle. No extra yardage. Nice coverage.
Clausen goes down Frosty one more time.
Tell you what, Frosty having a game, not only against the run, but pass rushing also. Right here you see him on the right side as a defensive tackle, does a nice slap down move. The offensive lineman tries to get the hands on the defender to really keep separation, but when the offensive line puts the hands up, Frosty slaps them both down, and if you're leaning forward a little bit, you're going to lose your balance, and that happened. Nice pass rush by Frosty Rucker.
Baker from his end zone. Cosby at the 33. Stepped out of bounds, or he would have had a little bit more. It's kind of like coaches say, once you gain the trust of a coach in the return game, it's hard to let it go, and they trust number 12 back there on the punt return. A 54-yard kick. Takes it back near midfield. 5:47 remains. PlayNFL.com's all-new fantasy game, the first and only game with video. It's free and easy to play. Sign up today at fantasy.nfl.com. Let's sort down the field to Mike.
Having a nice visit here with Chris Crocker, and kind of expanding on something I was talking to Leon Hall about. You guys getting back, this is your 4th year, so you were here a couple years ago when this defense was a top-ranked unit. What is it to get back to that, Chris?
It feels really good. The thing that we keep telling ourselves is that, nobody outside of these walls are going to believe that we actually can do this. And this is the same group of guys. There's not many new faces besides Nate, a couple linebackers, but the majority of the group is back, from 09 season.
Yeah, and those new faces, talking about Manny and Thomas and Nate, how are they mixing in? Because I watch you guys on the sidelines. It seems like this group really does like each other, and that makes a difference.
It does, and we hold each other to a high standard. That's the thing. Nobody's afraid to, hey, pick somebody up and, hey, tell them when you're wrong, and to coach each other up, because that's the biggest thing. The coaches can tell us what to do, but if we don't hold each other accountable, it doesn't really matter.
Not that you're going to make too much of a preseason game, but how important was it to have, on both sides of the ball, a game like this tonight?
It's the preseason is about building confidence and chemistry, and so you have to play well up until the regular season. And if you don't play well, then you go into the regular season, on a low note. And so that's our whole thing: is building up each week, going out there, taking what we do in practice to the field, and so far it's been good for us.
You and I were kind of saying, you have to say this, but you really believe it, that there are big things on the horizon for this team, that you guys can be successful and win a lot of football games in 2011, and you believe that?
Yeah, we do. We really believe that we're our own worst enemy, and that nobody's just going to drive the ball up and down. Thank you, Leon. Nobody's going to drive the ball up and down on us. We're gonna, if we allow them to do that, then we're messing up. But other than that, we really feel like we're our worst enemy.
Got to go out there and just not beat yourselves, as you said.
That's right. Thank you.
Chris, way to keep it together too. I know Leon's trying to mess in the background, guys. So composure all the way around from Chris Crock.
You can't with distractions. That's all it is.
Guys.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thanks very much. Said Pierman showing some extra effort, not being distracted by what he saw in the backfield. I don't think he got enough, maybe a football short in Panthers territory. And with that, the Bengals will send Kevin Huber out. An announced crowd of 41,755. And a lot of those who came in tonight saw what they had been hoping to see from this Bengals team.
I'll tell you what, and I'm impressed. Cedric Benson, then you got Bernard Scott, now you got Pierman. I mean, that's 3 solid running backs so far. And again, I know it's late in the game, but he's showing some speed. He's showing some ability to elude people and get rid of defenders.
Offense, number 57. 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
My thanks to Mike McCall, who's done our stats tonight. Mike Bloom, our spotting. The lovely Aaron Leach, our stage manager this evening, and a cast of thousands doing a spectacular job. Russ Jenish, Dave Ashbrock back in the truck, leading the show. Leaders of men.
That's right.
Way to work it, boys. Huber lets it go. May have hit this one a little more than he wanted. 5 yards deep into the end zone. 3:17 remaining, and the Bengals lead by 11. And now it's time to take a look at our Cincinnati Children's Change the Outcome play of the game. When you run it, and you run it, and you're successful, you can do this. In the face of danger, Andy Dalton to A.J. Green for 40 yards. As you look at this ball, that's a duck. But you just throw it up to number 18.
And it's a touchdown in the stats.
That's betcha. Nice charge out to the 34-yard line. That changed the outcome of the game. Cincinnati Children's is growing, and they're changing the outcome of families here in the tri-state, all around the world. 24 first-half points for the Bengals. A very quiet second half, but a desperately needed first half from the number ones. Jeremy Miles again with the play down the middle to knock one down.
Local guy, number 84, Ben Hartsock from up the road in Columbus. Miles does a nice job knocking it out.
Tony Pike, people wondering whether or not they were going to see that quarterback, former UC. Didn't even make the trip. Shoulder injury for him as he battles for a roster spot. Lawson gets it complete to Hartsock. Down in son of 39. For the latest news and updates from the team, follow Anthony. Oh, no. Follow the Bengals on Twitter. Anthony just jumps on Twitter here and there.
I'll tell you what, after last week, and now you mention that again, I've been thinking about maybe getting into a little tweet.
I'll bet you have been thinking about it.
That's about it, just thinking.
Ender breaking this one up. He made a big splash in the first week of camp with some plays. Now fighting for his roster spot. And forcing the Panthers to punt. Quan Cosby back one more time. You got to see Andy Dalton and Bruce Gretkowski again for pretty much mostly the last 2 games. Got to see a little of Dan Lefevre last week. Fair catch called for and made across the 15-yard line. Do you think this team's ripe for maybe a 2-quarterback roster situation going into this?
I tell you what, with what we've seen, and I think you have to look at what the needs are for the offense and defense. That might be a move. That might be something.
If you want to carry somebody else extra, either in the offensive line or in the secondary, and you haven't had a 3rd quarterback show you what you want to see, You put somebody on the practice squad. Is that an option?
I think that might be an option because you look at the, Lefevre and Palmer, Jordan Palmer. I don't know if they're a clear-cut three that they've shown in the preseason, at least now so far.
But I think it's fair to say that they haven't seen all they've wanted to see out of the veteran Gratkowski yet as well, and that may be the people that he's playing with, but it is what it is at this point. With 2 minutes remaining, the Bengals with an 11-point lead over the Panthers. Back for the final two after this. Poof leads us to the final 2 minutes. Fui Vakapuna. That fashion is bound to catch on. There are going to be a lot of people wearing that because he can pull that off. There are a lot of guys starting with the front release of hair. There's Gratkowski.
Oh, a little.
How about that?
First down.
Head first out to the 29. Bengals put it on the carpet after an 8-play drive in their first session on the field. Looking so good. A miscommunication between Andy Dalton and Ced Benson coughed it up. Panthers cashed in Cam Newton with a 16-yard scramble for a touchdown. After that, all Cincinnati. 24 unanswered points. Leading us to tonight's Gold Star, star of the game. And I think you set the tone with the ground game from Mr. 32.
Look at some of his runs, how hard he's running, breaking tackles. And he's excited about this season, as we saw in the interview earlier with Mike on the sideline. He had that sparkle in his eye right here. He's running over people.
16 carries, 68 yards, and the 1-yard TD. The catch you saw out of the backfield for 15 yards. He's a guy that looked like midseason form and something that this Bengals offense needed. You want a backup star to him. Bernard Scott came in. They were worried about his hamstring. How about 6 carries for 63 yards, averaging over 10 per, and a touchdown for him. You get a running game going like that, things look good.
They do. And again, getting back to Benson's comment that he wants to run in the preseason and get into regular season speed. He showed that tonight.
A badly needed first win in the preseason for the Bengals. They get it done, putting up 24 in the first half, and it holds up for a 24-13 win from Marvin Lewis and crew. We'll be back to wrap things up right after this.